A lot of people have come with different arguments. When is the best time to buy stock and when is the best times to sell? At what point do you come into the market? At what point do you exit? Today, I'm here to talk about that. Welcome back to my channel. So today I consider it very interesting because we are almost rounding up the year 2025, and the year 2025 has been an interesting and amazing year for capital market and for other businesses. Unlike where we are coming from and the previous years, how the capital market has been and how the issues have been around the market, but we've seen significant positive changes in this year 2025, and I thought it wise to say, okay, let us discuss. We're already in the month of November. I mean almost to the end of the year, and a lot has been happening in the capital market. So this argument has always come: what time do you consider as the best time to buy? What time do you consider as the best time to sell? Because if you don't know when to buy and when to sell, that's when to go into the market and when to exit the market, it becomes a challenge, and you say capital market is a scam. First of all, I want to tell you that capital market is not scam. The purpose of capital markets, you must understand it. What is being done in capital market? Capital market is simply a market that trades on stocks, the buying and the selling of stocks, shares as they may call it, for companies and others. And you will also understand that capital market is a long-term investment market. However, trading can be done. People take opportunity and can trade on it every now and then to make some positive changes from the market. Today, we want to talk about capital market and when do we consider the best time to buy and also the best time to sell from the market. So let us look at that as we go into this video. So what has been in the market from January till date? I've had videos I've talked about how so many stocks have been doing well coming from the start of the year and where they are right now. One of the stocks I like to talk about so much that has moved, from where it was to a very significant, positive change by tripling, its return on investment is Honeywell. But today I'm not here to talk about Honeywell. I'm only here to talk about when do we consider the best time to buy and when we consider the best time to sell. So, I just coming across this video for the first time. I think by this time we should not be talking about you knowing the needful, but I want you to hit the subscribe button that is right on your screen right now. Follow for more, put the notification so that when videos drop, you can always be abreast with what we have. Are you aware that this year alone, from January till now, just recently, for the past 2 weeks, capital market has taken a dip? When I mean taking a dip, shares have dropped. When I mean shares have dropped, what the market is currently losing. I want to talk about this before telling you when to buy and when to sell, because this argument always comes every now and then as it concerns capital market. So as of today, capital market has lost 4.9% of its capital. So the market capitalization has taken a dip from 49.5 trillion to 89.8 trillion, thereby losing over 4.6 trillion. Yes, 4.6 trillion is what the market has lost. So what has been happening? Why is the market losing? And you say it's the best time to sell? A lot of you say, oh, why would you consider it the best time to sell when you know the market is losing, when you know the market is dropping? That is why I'm here to talk about. So the market now has reportedly, been taken as it lost over 2 trillion naira in 2 weeks. For the last 2 weeks, the market has lost over 2 trillion naira out of panic. Just sheer out of panic. Uncertainty around the market, how the year is going to close, a lot of things, profit taking, investors pulling out their investment is what has led to this. Yes. So for the past 2 weeks, I can tell you, year to date, get me right, okay? Year to date, the market has dropped from 94.5 trillion, right, to 89.8 trillion. Now, in that analysis, 4.6 trillion is what the market has lost. And that also represents about 44.9%. But in the last 2 weeks, okay, the market lost over 2 trillion naira. And this 2 trillion naira was lost as a result of panic. So you see that for you to do this market, you don't need to be panic driven. You don't need, first of all, that's why at the start of this video, I said, first of all, you must have it that capital market is a long-term investment market. And when you come to a long-term investment market, that means you have mentally, control your mind that you are ready to wait for a certain period of time. However, a lot of people also take advantage in the market. Now, let's move on. So what is suddenly causing the panic? Why are people leaving the market? Why is the market losing so much within a short possible time? Why should I invest when the market is losing? What stands? What is and why is it happening? Now, what is simply happening is, first of all, capital gain and what we call profit taking is what has been happening in the market. So many investors who came into the capital market at the start of the year, projecting what they will invest and when they will exit the market, they are beginning to exit the market and taking profit. So when they start exiting the market and taking profit, then this plays out, obviously for you and I. So profit taking has been happening in the market. I don't want to call a lot of companies, but it has been happening around communication, it has been happening around Boa Cement, it has been happening around MTN, stocks like Dangote Cement and the rest. People have been taking profit on daily basis on those stocks. And because they've been taking profit on those stocks, those are what we call heavyweight stocks. So those heavyweight stocks, when profits are taken on such stocks, you see that they have a very significant direct impact in the market. That is why the market is losing just in a matter of weeks 2 trillion naira, but sit tight. Yes, so some people are taking profit, others are so now panicking and said, is it the best time to go into the market? Is it the best time? Or what should I do? Should I wait? Should I take it? Now sit down, let me tell you. Again, I just coming across this video for the first time. I just seeing my face. Well, on this channel, we'll talk about energy, we'll talk about stocks, talk about investment, as well as other little bit of travel, just to spice it up, Now, let's come back to the topic of the day. When is the best time for you to buy? When is the best time for you to sell? At what point you should be coming into the market? At what point should you be exiting? Again, I explain, why do we have people exiting the market towards the end of the year? I talked about profit taking and those heavyweight stocks. A lot of investors have come into the market with projections and how long they want to have their money stay in the capital market. The year is closing, and as the year is closing, businessmen and businesswomen, companies, are beginning to winding down in ensuring that they have raw, be in custody of their liquidity. So most of the investment that these businesses have gone into, they try to liquidate and get the raw liquid cash, seated in their account, as they go into the end of the year. So it's normal that as we go towards the end of the year, you see businesses exiting most investment that they have made within the course of the year so as to be liquid and also have a proper cash count at the end of the year is what is seated in the account. Mind you, after all, when you're buying most of these stocks, you try to look at their financials. And when you're looking at their financials, most of the things you look at is the liquidity aspect of it. Whether they made a profit, they make a loss. They will not be reporting most of their assets as the only thing. What is very key and paramount is how much money they have seated with them at the close of the year. So that is why you're seeing a lot of changes, a lot of profit taking in the market. So what does it mean for you? For a common man, you and I, timing is very important. Yes, timing is very important, and timing matters in this market. So if you're going in just for the purpose of trading, you need to know when to go in and know when to exit the market. If you're going in just because you want to build a portfolio, which is portfolio investment, and probably you're taking it gradually, you need to also know when to buy, so you just don't keep buying, buy even the peak and off peak periods. You need to know when to buy, you need to know when to take a break, you need to know when to go in again, so as to build your portfolio profitably, right? So now another thing is risk taking is very important. What matters to you at this time? They say investors are risk takers. You have to take risks. And the next question, someone watching this video will be asking me, the market is dropping, why are you telling me to take a risk? Yes, you need to take a risk. So just like Warren Buffett said, that you go into the market when others are exiting the market, that the wise one go into the market, the real investors go into the market when others are exiting, when the market is bearish, okay, and exit the market when the market is bullish. So now that the market is taking a dip, we are experiencing bearish at almost every other day. What time, when is it the best time for you to buy? Is it the time for you to hold your money? Do you want to come into the market when everybody is back to the market and the market is bullish? Do you want to come into the market and when people are exiting the market, you exit? Or do you want to come to the market now that people are exiting the market and when others are returning back into the new year, then you exit? So you need to understand this dynamics. You need to understand these processes. You need to understand, how the capital market works. So risk taking is very important. Another thing that also matters for us is policies. Government policies also and regulators policies also affect the market. So once a year is coming to an end, investors are already speculating what will the next policy administration change. We're in 2025, but we can see that a lot of conversations are already ongoing in terms of the next election and so many things. So policies also affect the reflection of the market. It affects it positively, it also affects it negatively. And as we go into the end of the year, there are a lot of reforms, taxes, and policies that are going to take place in the year 2026. So most people prefer to have their money handy with them and to decide what they want to do with it than to keep it stuck somewhere where either some policies or some regulatory policies may affect them. So for you as my audience listening to me that wants to hear from me, when is the best time to buy? For me, I consider now the best time to buy. And I can back it up. So everybody is leaving the market. Oh no, most people are taking profit and exiting the market. Like I told you from the analysis, the market lost 4.6 trillion over time and lost 2 trillion naira in matter of weeks. Now, what is there for us, or what is there for you? That should tell you that this is the time that a lot of profit taking is ongoing in the market. And because that is happening, stocks are beginning to crash. A lot of stocks have crashed from where they were to where they are currently trading as at this time. So why not take opportunity? Why not take the chance? Why not take the risk and go into those stocks? After all, if those stocks were bullish, you would have been tempted to go into them and they will not get crashed and bearish right in when the stocks are with you. So now that the market is taking a dip, I know, and I am saying that it is the best time for you to go into the market. Thereby, when the market becomes bullish, if you're a trader, you can now look at the projections and exit the market. And if you have a long-term purpose, you can keep building the portfolio. And I come back to that portfolio investment. Have you watched my video on what 10,000 naira can do for you? Broke but not dead. If you haven't watched that video, go back to the channel, you will find the video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for being true to my channel. On this channel, we give you raw knowledge. We talk about energy. We talk about what directly impacts your pocket, impacts your finances, impact in terms of stocks, and how to get it right. We also talk about how the energy sector works. I look forward to coming back to you with more capital market investment as well as other investment. Speak about energy as we go into the year, when to buy, when to sell, and also to advise you not to do panic buying. So just stay glued to this channel, and more is coming your way. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. See you on my next video.